What's going on YouTube, man? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the COVID-19, the update that the Navy just dropped today. Now, it has a lot of information. It's jam-packed with information. Like always, I encourage you to read these nav admins yourself. Make sure you're going in and checking it out and really understanding each and every line, because not all lines is going to pertain to you. It might pertain to somebody you work with, or it might be pertaining to one of your family members who are in the service. So make sure you are looking at these nav admins closely and in detail. Let's get into the video. So as always, we're going to go ahead and cover what this is talking about. So this is the nav admin 283/21, right? And this is going to be the subject line, the CCDA execution guidelines to commanders. As a quick review, we was talking about the CCDA. This stands for the COVID-19 Consolidation Disposition Authority. So we're not going to go right into the actual, you know what I'm saying, while the vast majority of the service members, we're not going to go into that. We're going to start cutting straight to the point, and we're going to go right into 2 alpha. So the Navy service members eligible for or approved to separate or retire on or before June 1st, 2022, upon request permit separation or retirement. So it's pretty much saying that you could get your honorable characteristic of a discharge. You can get your honorable if you're going to separate on or before June 1st, 2022. So that's pretty big news, because before it was like, if you didn't get your COVID-19 vaccine here, then we're going to separate you. But they're giving you to, you know what I'm saying, you got a full 6 months to get it together. And if you're getting out, you could go ahead and get that honorable characteristic. Now, if you're not eligible for retire or separate on or before June 1st, 2022, you got to get processed for the administrative separation or admin SEP as soon as practical based on misconduct. So if you got less than 6 years of service, process for separation with the honorable characterization. That's actually pretty big, man. If you got less than 6 years, you can still get your honorable. So if you got more than 6 years of service, process for separation with the general under honorable conditions characterization. However, request to waive admin SEP boards or boards of inquiry in exchange for the honorable characterization of servers will generally be favorably endorsed. So if you have less than 6 years of service, you could get processed with the honorable characterization. That's actually pretty big. And then if you have more than 6 years of service, process for separation with a general, right? You'll get a general characterization. However, request to waive the admin SEP boards or boards of inquiry in exchange for honorable characterization. So you can still get your honorable, you just got to ask for it. And then it goes into tell us that the paragraph 6 below provides additional guidance regarding the Navy Reserve service member refusing the vaccine, the Navy service members and the individual ready reserve, as well as the U.S. Naval Academy and the ROTC midshipmen remain subject to the vaccine mandates. So even if you're not currently like active duty, but you're still getting a little check from the military, you still got to make sure you get the vaccine. Action. Commanders are now directed to conduct separation processing in accordance with this nav admin in references F through J. If a service member refusing the vaccine changes their mind and receives the vaccine but cannot meet the deadline, the commanders must expeditiously report the fact to the COVID Consolidation Disposition Authority via this email, right? You send a little email saying that they're good to go. And this is pretty much letting them know that, okay, these people changed their mind and they want to stay in the Navy pretty much. The separation processing for Navy service members refusing the vaccine will be in accordance with this nav admin, whereas the terms of this nav admin regarding the separation conflict with references A through C. This nav admin supersedes and replaces that previous guideline. Separation processing for Navy service members refusing the vaccine will be in accordance with this nav admin. However, unless specifically waived by the CCDA based on receiving the vaccine, all other administrative actions associated with vaccine refusal described in references B and C, including but not limited to pay, promotion/advance, the fitness report/evaluation, etc., continue to apply in all cases of the Navy service members refusing the vaccine. Officers and enlisted service members separated based on the vaccine refusal will not be eligible for involuntary separation pay. So you won't get your separation pay, which makes sense, you know what I'm saying? If you getting out, you know what I'm saying, you're pretty much forfeiting your pay. So the officers separated based on vaccine refusal who have not completed a service obligation incurred by attending the U.S. Naval Academy, receipt of the ROTC scholarship, or receipt of any other advanced education funds will be required to repay their educational expenses in accordance with the existing agreements. You know what I'm saying? So if you one of the officers that went through Naval Academy, etc., that I just listed, you just got to pay that money back that the Navy paid to give you your education. So your commander is going to endorse the separation request process in the INSEPs, and it's going to indicate, okay, COVID-19 vaccine refusal, and commanders must closely monitor progress and results throughout the whole process. Navy service members whose COVID-19 vaccine exemption request is denied are required to receive the COVID-19 vaccine as directed by the Exemption Adjudication Authority. Or if the Exemption Adjudicating Authority does not specify, commence the vaccination within 5 days. So once you already been notified that your request has been denied to not receive the vaccine, and you get that denial request, you got 5 days to make sure you get the vaccine. Any officer or enlisted service member refusing the vaccine who has currently approved separation or retirement as the date of this NAV admin for the date on or before June 1st, 2022 will be permitted to execute their separation or retirement without additional administrative separation processing as described below. So that's pretty good. So if you already got your separation, or you already got your retirement papers in, and you're going to go ahead and separate or retire before June 1st, you straight. Okay, now for the officers, the commanders shall delay submitting a report of misconduct for officers who are beyond their minimum service requirement to determine if they are eligible and desire to request an unqualified retirement or resignation in line with paragraph 2A for officers who are not eligible and or do not desire to request to retire or resign on or before June 1st, 2022. Commanders shall initiate the process for separation by submitting a report of misconduct to Commander, Naval Personnel Command. Officers who have not met all time and grade requirements will not be recommended for a time and grade waiver, and will be recommended to retire at the next lower grade in which the officer served on active duty satisfactorily. Officers with prior enlisted service, more than 20 years of active service, and less than 10 years of commissioned service are not qualified for a regular officer's retirement, but will be permitted to resign at their commission and re-enlist in the highest enlisted pay grade previously held for the sole purpose of retirement in accordance with reference L and M. So if you don't know what that means, let's just say in my situation, for state 21, I got to sign a paper that says, you know what I'm saying, you can retire as an officer, but you got to do 10 years as an officer. So if you have less than 10 years, so in my situation, in the next 10 years, I have, let's just say I want to retire in 23. So I have 23 years of active duty service. That means I did 13 years as enlisted, 10 years as an officer. That means I could retire as an officer. But if I did 9 years as an officer, that means that I will get to retire I have to pretty much resign as an officer, re-enlist as an enlisted sailor, and then I get to retire as the pay grade that I am currently, which would be an E6. Hopefully that made sense. In cases where an officer is notified after 7 January 22 that their exemption request was denied and continues to refuse the vaccine, that officer will be provided 14 days from the date of such notification to request resignation or retirement in lines with paragraph 4A above, if they are eligible and desire to make such requests. Such requests must still ensure resignation or retirement on or before 1st of June 2022. Eligible. An officer eligible to resign is generally one who has completed or will complete their minimum service requirement on or before June 1st, 2022. An officer eligible to retire is generally one who has completed or will complete at least 20 years of service on or before June 1st, 2022. Additional service obligations incurred due to such Navy benefits as educations and bonuses may be waived at the discretion of the CCDA or higher authority in exchange for agreement to repay any unearned portion of benefits. Each case will individually adjudicate for final determination. So finally, as a reminder of all vaccinated As a reminder, all vaccinated Navy service members are subject to screening testing against COVID-19 in accordance with reference O. Commanders shall continue to update the status of the unvaccinated service members in accordance with reference K. So yeah, YouTube, without making this video too long, too dangerously long, man, I went ahead and just go ahead and ended it right there. I do want you to read this stuff in detail as it applies to you. Me, myself, I'm already vaccinated. If I got to get the booster, I got to get the booster shot, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. But if you one of those people that are sticking by your guns and you want to get out the military and it's time for you to retire, it's time for you to separate because of this, hey man, the information is here for you. If you got sailors that's in this predicament, then the information will be for them. Pass on the information to anybody, and you know what I'm saying, because it is for everybody to know, right? So I'm gonna have this link in the description below. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.